At this point, we've created a MyOpenMath course, but we haven't started building any assignments yet. I have us viewing a course that I've already built and populated with information though, just so we can preview a few things for settings that we'll want to manipulate before we get into building the assessments, and some that we'll take care of after students start enrolling in our course. The first thing that we want to look at under the Tools menu is the course roster. This is just a sandbox course where Gina Leffers was testing some questions for me, so thank you, Gina, for being an unknown volunteer for this. The course roster, though, will show you all students who have accessed MyOpenMath. When a student accesses your Canvas course for the first time, they won't populate here. They will populate once they click on your first MyOpenMath assignment in Canvas. So it's a quick way to check who has started working, who's at least opened an assignment to look at things. And if you click on a student's name, you can go in to view their profile and options. This gives you a few different features, like the ability to lock someone out of the course. If maybe they haven't been in attendance, or you want to temporarily block them from completing assignments in MyOpenMath until they connect with you. The other really handy feature here is a time limit multiplier. We have students with accommodations who maybe get time and a half or double time on assignments. You can set that here, so time and a half would be a 1.5 multiplier. Once we update this person's information, now that time and a half is applied to every timed assignment that we create. If an assignment doesn't have a time limit, then nothing happens, but for, say, an exam, if there's a 60-minute time limit, then that additional 30 minutes would automatically be applied. So you don't have to manage that assignment by assignment. You can manage that at the student level. We want to head back to that home page and now take a look at our course gradebook. The main area we want to dig into here will be the settings, the course settings, or I'm sorry, the gradebook settings, but we'll leave that for some subsequent videos. We want to talk about some of the other features and options here. The first is offline grades. If you're connecting your course to Canvas, I would recommend building and managing any offline grades in Canvas rather than here. It's just going to be a better way to set up your course. You do have the option to export information from MyOpenMath, but that won't include any assignments that you build or grade within Canvas. So this would only be the assessments that you create in MyOpenMath. There are some toggles and view features here to change how you're viewing your course. There is also a categories drop down. So if you've created a course for the first time, you don't have any gradebook categories. I've already populated that since this is a course I've already built. And what you can do is filter your gradebook view by category. You can also decide whether to show assignments that are counted or not counted towards their final grade. And then an important window or drop down here is the show drop down. This changes your perception of how a student is performing in your course, I guess would be the way to say that. Right now this is set to past due, meaning my gradebook is only going to show a student's performance based off assignments for which the due date has passed. My recommendation is to set that to past and available. That way you're seeing their grade based off all current assignments and all past assignments. It doesn't show their grade based off any future assignments that haven't opened yet, but that tends to be the best setting for getting an accurate view of how a student is performing in your course on these MyOpenMath assignments. You also have the option in the gradebook to select individual students or check all or none. And with a selected student, then you get this drop down where the first option is to message students. If you're connecting your course to Canvas, don't use this message feature. Don't use any of the messaging features within MyOpenMath because those are internal to that system and your students won't have access to them. Instead, what you want to do is message students via Canvas, or you can copy email addresses to email them individually. You can also lock and unlock students or completely unenroll students here. Again, that would be if someone is sort of temporarily not attending your course and you want to lock them out momentarily until they connect with you, or unenroll a student if you know that they've dropped or withdrawn from your course altogether. In the next two videos, we'll be diving into the settings for our gradebook, which there will be more options and more features that we want to pay attention to there. This was just an overview of some of the initial roster and gradebook information.